Okay. Yippee, we're back at it. We're going crazy. I'll pull up some music. Some royalty. Oh. Royalty free. Oh. Well, I don't know if that's. I didn't want acoustic guitar. I don't know why that auto-filled for me. Um. Hmm. I don't know. This one says spring. It's spring related. That's good enough for me. Very good. Let's see here. Alright. Okay. And we're off. Off to the races. What is getting I don't know. None of this makes sense to me. Okay. Okie dokie. I don't have any of my stuff with my. Where's my glove? There's my glove. Alright, boyos. Little crack for the audience here. Yeah. Hope you like that one. Wasn't as crisp as I was hoping it would be, but it's all good. It's all good in the hood. Nobody in the chat yet, so I might as well just get to work. I get to work here. I don't know. Should I even be adding depth to this part? Who knows? Who freaking knows? I feel like it won't even matter. I feel like it won't even be perceptible. I mean, you can kind of see it. I don't know. There. Got a little something something. Get some cracks forming in the rock here. Very nice. Okay. Got that up and ready. Draw this in the background here. It's been a while. It's been a while since I cracked open the drawing here. I've been a little bit busy. Work has been super draining. And then I don't know, that night I streamed the game Under Rail. That did not go so well. Not like stream wise, I was just having a bad day and kind of bled over into my enjoyment of the game, unfortunately. But I've struggled all the way through today, so should be fine. Should be fine in theory. What else is new? A lot of stuff going on in the world at the moment. Of interesting developments. I don't know. One day maybe I'll do the politics grift. Maybe that'll be the next move. I don't know. I'm content to just do the comics. Other people can talk about the politics. I can just do the comics. This is good. Yeah. Been doing a lot of writing, especially during my spare time when I'm at work and I can't do anything else. Writing is good. Playing some tabletop RPGs with my friends. Just yesterday I had a game. My good buddy Leo and some other guys. Had a blast. But aside from that, not a whole lot going on. Just kind of trying to keep it together. I'm trying to take it one day at a time. To various degrees of success. But hey, we're here, we're screaming. Doing our thing. Oh man, you rang everybody.
Didn't you rang everybody like 3 minutes ago?
No, I shift-click the button, and that allows you to join the VC without it. Hello, Estella. You I like men. Wow, Kingpin. JK. What's up? Oh, you know. The usual. I don't know tech. This is so sad. Hey, Piano Man, welcome to the stream. Okay. So I had a question of the day queued up at work. I literally, like, it popped into my head. I was like, wow, this is great. I can't wait to ask this. I don't remember what it was. I forgot it completely.
Here you go, folks. Like, only here in this stream does the streamer forget the question of the day each and every single time.
Yeah, it feels like I'm not getting any better at this.
Mm-hmm. So yeah. I've been looking at Steam profile backgrounds, specifically the mini ones, the ones that appear when you hover over someone. Because the main problem with those
Hypo.
is that
Man.
70% of it is going to be blurred, the image, I mean.
Sure.
So it has to be either a really top heavy image or the blur needs to be aesthetic.
True. What happened with Underrail, Michael? I had to restart. I had to restart the entire run because, as it turns out, in Underrail, the only viable builds are hyper specialized builds. So I'm talking like, or we're looking at like maybe two combat skills maximum in order to progress through the first part of the game.
So you soft locked yourself because
Pretty
your
much.
character was shit.
Pretty much. Still no Darla. It's true. I haven't seen Darla in literal ages.
Clearly, she moved to greener pastures.
Clearly, Bretto hasn't fired up the alt in a while. Needs to get back on that.
Mm-hmm.
You're letting us all down, Bretto. That rage quit had me a bit worried a bit. I mean, you guys were still talking, and I was just like so fed up with the entire day at that point that I was just like, you know what? Go on to bed. And to bed I went. It's just one of those things, you know? Okay, so let's see. What's a good question of the day? I don't know. What's your favorite meal of the day?
You mean as in like just which one is the best one, or which one is the best outside of the context of the time you eat it?
The former, I think.
Okay. I'm just asking because of the conversation about, like, say, breakfast for lunch sort of deal. I like breakfast foods more than more than lunch. Though there are some lunch staples that I cannot live without, like a good plate of bolognese pasta.
Yeah.
Or
see that's an interesting
chicken
thing,
soup.
right? How often do you eat breakfast food even?
I mean, my particular brand of breakfast food, there are some times where, like, for X and Y, I just don't have neither the time nor the energy to just cook lunch
Like
for just myself.
Lunch. Oh, okay. I was like, wait, huh?
Yeah, I did leave like a weird pause there, huh?
Yeah, like I never have time to make breakfast. It feels like maybe that's like a personal failing. Maybe I just never make time. But like I eat breakfast once in a blue moon, so it's not very often that I eat breakfast foods unless I'm literally making breakfast for dinner.
I see. So there are some people who sacrifice something in the morning so that they can get out and do their work, like get to work early or on time.
Yeah, that's me. I sacrifice basically everything.
This guy sacrifices hygiene. He doesn't brush his teeth before going outside.
To be fair, I've already brushed my teeth in the morning, or in the evening. Do I really gotta brush them again?
Yeah.
Well, I don't wanna.
You've been drooling on your sleep like for God knows how long.
Actually, I'm pretty good about
Fucking.
not sleeping with my mouth open. Mainly because I don't really go to bed with a stuffy nose, but... I mean, I guess that could change if I get sick or something, but yeah, I haven't, like, had the issue where I'm sleeping with my mouth open. Apparently,
Do ever.
that can cause insomnia.
Like, do yourself and everyone a favor, and me, because you have to kiss me, that fucking use mouthwash at least in the morning.
Actually,
Jesus.
mouthwash is like really bad for your for your teeth, apparently. Like it's not good unless you get like a specific mouthwash that's like, I don't
Let
know.
me guess.
The chemicals they
Every single.
use in most mouthwashes are actually like terrible for your teeth, even though they're really good at killing bacteria in your mouth.
Is it mainly the ones that have alcohol in them?
Maybe. I don't actually remember. This is an article I read like 3 years ago. About a study that was performed like the year prior.
Uh-huh. So what you're telling me is that you cannot have the foresight while doing the shopping to buy the actual like mouthwashes that are actually good?
Well, no, it's that they
Jesus
cost...
fucking Christ, Bredo.
It's that they cost a lot of money. Have you seen that guy on Reddit who's been spitting out the mouthwash back in the bottle and reusing it? Yes, I've seen that.
I hate that.
It's horrific.
I hate
Hello,
that.
L. Welcome to the stream. Question of the day
L?
is, what is your favorite meal of the day? Oh, that
Yeah,
board
like,
is too big. I think mine's definitely dinner. Dinner's very versatile. And also, it's, you know, it's just the meal I put the most effort into.
fair enough, fair enough. That would be... Besides the main three, are there any other like meals of the day that could also be considered in the answer?
I'm sure if you asked a Brit, they would, you know, tell you tea is a perfectly acceptable answer. I would say brunch is an acceptable answer. Brunch is like my second favorite. Cause honestly though, like 3 o'clock, that is the perfect time to have a full meal.
I see.
I'm sure there's other meal times that I'm thinking about. People who eat a lot can probably help me out here. Also, the only time I've ever had perceivably bad breath was when I'm sick. So there's that. To resume our conversation on mouthwashing.
Speaking of mouthwashing, there's a game called Mouthwashing.
There is. I believe we talked about this on a different stream. Maybe it was one you weren't there for.
I wasn't there for it, I can assure you. Well, what did you think about it?
I thought it was quite a good game. Quite a good, interesting game that I have definitely played, for sure. I did not play the game. I watched the Wendigoon video where he played the game and then voice acted all the big scenes from it. And I was like, wow, this is a cool story. I'm glad I didn't have to pay for it or spend any amount of time playing it because somebody is here to just tell it to me.
You live vicariously through everyone else's experiences, huh?
I don't have a whole lot of time to play games. Okay, so sometimes I either watch somebody else play them, very rarely, actually, now that I think about it, or I listen to somebody who's already played them talk about them. And that's good enough for me. A lot of the time. Mouth washing, more like mouth breathing. Mouth eating? Well, I hope you're eating with your mouth. I dread to think of the alternative. But I mean, realistically, Leo, there's so many games out there, right? Is it so wrong for me to not experience all of them in the intended way? Is that really such a sin?
How do I put in? I don't think I'm asking for much. Just that in between your like Fallout New Vegas playthrough number 56, that you give another game a chance, like Underrail actually. So actually you've been on your better behavior.
Yeah, I can. It's easier to play games when I can trick myself into thinking that I'm also being productive while I'm doing it. Especially RPGs, because those require like a lot of time and effort just to learn how to play the game.
I mean, the last time I had to like properly learn how to play a fucking game was Cataclysm Dark Days Ahead. Because the game's in ASCII and it plays like one of those old RPGs like Rogue, in which everything is done through your keyboard,
Oh yeah.
and the UI only pops up whenever you choose an action with one of the keys. So you kind of have to learn the
Yeah,
keys,
you have to
learn what the
learn.
menus do.
Yeah. I like games like those.
Last time I was playing, I made a character, Greasy Leo, I called him, because he was an otaku with some background in uh, the food industry, I suppose.
Oh yeah. Okay, I
Um,
think I know what game you're talking about now.
Yeah, it's
So I
the
think I've
game
seen
that
you play
inspired
it.
Project Zomboid.
Interesting. I didn't realize it was an inspiration. That is very cool.
Yep. Though CDDA is a little bit different because Project Zomboid wants the zombies to be the focus of it. In CDDA, the zombies are prevalent, but they are not the only threat. There's
Yeah.
mutated animals, there's eldritch monsters. There's a challenge run that
Maybe
you can
I have food in
activate
my eyes.
where
Yeah, continue.
I don't think you should eat food with your eyes. Like, what are you gonna do? Like, pour soup over your eyes? So that's a good way to get especially if it has salt or ooh. Pouring like a vinaigrette over your eyes would probably fucking suck.
Me when I made spicy chicken noodle soup. And I have to consume it through my eyeballs. Through my tear ducts.
And yeah, you can activate all sorts of challenge runs.
Yeah.
And one of those is being constantly stalked by Nemesis.
Awesome. Dude, I love Revenant Weevil.
Mm-hmm.
I love Revenant Weevils.
Though you love, you know, your evil tenants, or whatever the fuck.
Malicious tenants.
Malicious tenants, yes. Your Resident Evil, but I to this day have no fucking clue if you even ever touch the original games.
Oh no, the original games are the only ones I like.
They are the only ones you like, but are they the only ones you played?
No, I've tried to play.
You can like.
I tried to play 4. I tried to play 5, and I've tried to play 6. I watched somebody else play 7, and I knew that I wasn't gonna like that game, so I never actually played it myself. And 8 and 9 look like they, well, maybe not 9, but 8 definitely looked like it followed the same vein. I played some of the 2 remake, and I've been meaning to get back to that one, because I never did finish the B-side. And there's a mod that I installed for it that brings back the fixed camera angles for funsies,
Right.
the fixed camera angles and tank controls. But yeah, I don't know. It just doesn't have that same pizzazz as the original, you know?
I mean, like,
The original
I
version of
understand.
2, I guess. I should specify.
Like, I completely understand. Resident Evil after 4 pretty much took a different um, approach to it, and then their return to horror with 7 wasn't something that you particularly enjoyed, and that's literally. And RE9 is literally just, what if we did Resident Evil 4 and Resident Evil 7 at the same time?
True.
But like, have you played Zero and the first remake of Resident Evil?
Yeah, I played the first remake. I actually haven't played the original Resident Evil 1. Mainly because emulating it at the time I was trying to was a pain in my butt.
Yeah.
But yeah, I haven't played Zero. I've watched other people play Zero. The inventory management seemed a little wacky, but you know, if I actually sat down and played it, I would probably get over it pretty quickly. But yeah, at the moment my focus is kind of the isometric RPGs. I'm having a lot of fun with those.
I don't think about any other isometric RPG I've played.
Well, I would. You know my recommendation. I don't know if you played Baldur's Gate 3. That's the popular one.
That's later down the pipeline. Not right now.
I guess Baldur's Gate 3 isn't really isometric projection. I think you can rotate the camera.
No, actually, you know what? Of course. Sometime we should go back to Diablo, I suppose.
Yeah. Yeah. I like Diablo. I like Diablo. I did end up finishing the game solo. That was a lot of fun.
What were you playing again?
What was I playing again?
Yeah, the character.
Oh, I was doing a mage when I beat it. I think I was just a normal warrior in our playthrough.
Sounds about right.
That was a lot of fun before it before we got annihilated on like the 3rd level and then lost all of our stuff.
King Leoric is just so ass, dude. His 100% lifesteal gimmick is so bad on multiplayer playthroughs. Because in single player, he doesn't appear inside of the map. You have to go into like a separate instance.
Whoa, well that wasn't when we lost all of our stuff either. Like we ended up, I think Phil found a way to cheese him. We ended up going deeper, and then at some point we got a gaggle.
The Minotaur.
Yeah, we got a gaggle of Minotaurs at the bottom of the stairs on like level 7 or something, and we went down there and just immediately died every single time and couldn't get our stuff back. Which, I
Yeah.
mean, we could have just... we could have just wiped the generation, right? And then progressed to
Yeah,
get all our
reset the
stuff back, but
dungeon.
it would have taken a while.
It would have taken a while to go back to the I wanna call it something, but it's not gonna be family friendly, so I'm just gonna say the fucking beef zone.
He wanted to say the rape zone. He desperately wanted to call it the rape zone.
I plead the fifth. Listen, if your streams get taken down, that is gonna be your own doing.
It was always gonna be my own doing. There's never any doubt in my mind. But yeah. Eventually I wanted to try out Diablo 2. Because I hear that's the one, that is the golden egg of the series.
Diablo 2.
Diablo 2. Song's pretty good. I like this. I didn't mean for this to come out so scratchy looking, but yeah, whatever, that's fine. Yeah. I kind of messed up the proportions on the sketch. This doesn't look exactly right, but we will fix it as we go. And chat's been real quiet. They're conniving. They're preying on my downfall. I can practically hear it from here. Don't think I don't know what you're doing. Schizophrenic.
Alright then. So we're doing trees, and is this all fucked up because it's fight village?
Yes.
Man, this is why I
correct.
made one of my characters just absolutely hate mages on principle.
Well, he's got good reason to.
I made like a Blade Runner-esque detective that was part of like a Mage Hunter organization.
Mage Hunter? You mean the name of the comic?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
They
It's
were,
all coming full circle.
yeah. Call them Mage Hunters, but I think they had another sillier name.
I don't know. Is this in a tabletop game?
Yeah, it wasn't a tabletop game. Sadly, there are a lot of games that I wouldn't say like 90 or 70% of the games just die by fizzling out.
Yeah. The nature of the beast.
Yeah, it fucking sucks, dude.
Yeah, I kind of just gave up on trying to do long-term games. I don't really find them that fun anyway. Like, you get 10 sessions in, and then it's just kind of like, this is very meandering. I would like to do something else now.
I mean, it's kind of like you gotta limit the scope of whatever you do.
Yeah.
And like, if you get to the 10 sessions and you feel like this still has some oomph left in the tank, then you continue it. And if not, you pull the trigger on the world-ending event and the final boss.
Yeah. I mean, in the event that, we're maybe like 30 sessions into a game and it's still interesting and I'm still excited to play every week, then yeah, the game keeps going until I lose interest, I guess. Or, well, I would like the game to keep going until I lose interest, but that's very rarely the case. Because, I don't know, interests don't really stay the same, right? You spend some time in a genre, you do the stuff you want to do, and then it's like, okay, can we move on to something else?
Mm-hmm.
I tried to explain this because before I started up the superhero game, we were playing, Alt was running a D&D game, and I think Shroom was there. Well, I don't think Shroom. I know Shroom was there. But Shroom was there, and he was saying, like, yeah, I might start up, like, a Pathfinder game if you guys wanna play. And I point blank told him, I was like, yeah, we just did a fantasy campaign. I kind of want to do something else. That's not, like, medieval fantasy for a while.
Right.
Or shake it up a bit.
What a way to grab his campaign and, like, break their kneecaps.
Well, I mean, just because I wasn't gonna show up to that campaign doesn't mean you know, he can't run it. I just wasn't gonna play. I also kind of didn't want to learn Pathfinder 2e.
Oh,
Like,
that'll do it.
Yeah, I barely know 1e well enough.
Yeah, my problem with Pathfinder 2e is that I like the original version, and then they reworked it and
made it worse. I don't actually know. I've never played this.
So 2.5, I don't like 2.5.
Oh, you're talking about the original 2e, and then they released an update for it or something.
And then they fucking like reworked it and like took like removed more of the like D&D identity from it, which I guess like fucking Wizards at the time was being like trying to be like, oh, everything that is made in perpetuity with like D&D like language is gonna have to give us like 30% or 40% or whatever
Yeah.
of all of their fucking money. I remember something like that happening a couple years back. So I understand why they did it, but I don't like it.
Yeah. It is unfortunate. Yeah, the OGL debacle was crazy, dude.
Yup.
To this day, I still don't really get it. What they were trying to go for.
It is definitely like a consistent thing of like, oh, well, we're making money and the money is consistent, but you know what we could do? We could get more money.
We could get more money. It's true. They've been trying to turn the whole thing into like a live service. A live service game, and it's like, dude, you're a pen and paper role-playing game, and you're not even particularly good at what you do, so you've got to be kind of like, crazy.
Their D&D Beyond thing kind of fucking sucks.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Only kind of.
Well, I don't want to wish death upon it.
I do.
Alright, and so like it's not like they were gonna like release a like BTT or like some actual like good tool to run D&D better. No, they were just gonna charge more for online features of D&D Beyond and
yeah, and I think that's why I wish it death. There seems to be a really really strong desire that all these companies have to not make anything with the standard of quality, you know. The standard is you make it fast and you make it print money, not you make it good. You create a product with quality in mind.
Oh, no, like listen, you could totally make stuff that is fast and good, but the time of that has like gone out the wayside because everything either has to have like the best graphics or it has to have all the latest technology.
Yeah.
They're probably looking uh into making a stupid AI that can run games.
Well, I think that was like one of the ideas that they were trying to push through D&D Beyond was like you can have an AI GM, and that's gonna solve like people not being able to play the game because they can't find somebody to run it for them.
Or or you could pay someone who knows how to make tabletop RPGs to make a good game and give it content. Because people pay for the fucking content, don't they? They buy the books and the expansions and all that stuff.
Yeah, but it even with printing books and expansions, it's a one-time purchase, and if you're no longer like the most popular option for tabletop games, which I mean, if you're handing out a rule book for free, right, and you know you're not D&D, you are actually pretty decent competition for D&D. um but I don't know, the problem that I see is not that Wizards of the Coast are greedy and they want money. The problem I see is that they're not willing to, they're not passionate about what they're making. They're not willing to put in the time and effort into making it good. They are simply trying to squeeze as much money out of the product. And I guess this probably applies to more than just D&D. But they're trying to squeeze as much money as they possibly can out of a terrible product. And they're doing all these different things to facilitate that when all they really need to do is just make a better product. Purple Crossing. Hello, welcome to the stream. Hope you're having
Hi, we're complaining
a
about
wonderful night.
D&D.
It's true. It's our favorite hobby. Complaining about it, not D&D. First time viewer, yeah. Purple Crossing. Just for you, question of the day. What is your favorite meal of the day? Gotta make sure I keep up with that. I haven't been very good about keeping up with the question of the day. Like, I'll come up with one on stream, and then I'll ask it once, and then new people will file in, and I'll completely forget to ask them. It's a real problem.
This guy with the frog on top of his head, his name is Kingpin. My name, not really, is Leo. I said that I like. I said that. I said that I like breakfast. He said that he likes dinner.
Dinner. Ah, we've got the trifecta now. I think lunch is good. This is very epic.
Follow-up question: what do you like about lunch?
It's a very good question. You know what I like about lunch?
That you order it on Panda Express.
No, I would never eat at Panda Express, dude. This stuff sucks. There's a really good Chinese place by me called HC Way. Where I moved, there's actually a location literally 5 minutes up the street from me. Phenomenal sesame chicken. Phenomenal General Tso's chicken. I think their teriyaki chicken is good too. It's the meal I'm second most likely to not skip during a weekend. That is... Okay, that's kind of true. That's kind of true. I have been
That
known to
like
skip lunch
late weekend.
on weekends, though.
Yeah, but like that late weekend where you wake up at like 10 or something and you like, I don't know, maybe doom scroll for like 30 minutes. It by the time you finish making food, it might as well be lunchtime.
Have you heard of object shows? Is that a specific term for something? I guess the answer is no. I don't think I've heard of object shows.
No, what's the elevator pitch? Like, what's it about?
Object shows, yeah. No idea.
I'd rather not ask Google because it's it doesn't sound like it's gonna be like one of the first couple results.
Who knows? Actually, let's give it a shot. I don't know if I have the voice activation thing, so I'm just gonna have to Google it normally. Object shows. Object shows are a popular genre of animated web series, often on YouTube, featuring anthropomorphic inanimate objects. Interesting. I think I'm in a server with somebody who does animation for these. Thousands of people have been making on YouTube for 15 years. Yeah. I don't really talk to that guy in that server. I don't really talk in that server at all much anymore, but yeah, I remember he would make quite a few of them and show them off. Although I don't think he's active in that server anymore either, so.
I mean, the closest I've gotten to consuming something similar to that premise is the early days Merryweather comics. It was a lot of like comics. It was a lot of like let's grab inanimate object slash Windows program and
turn it into an anime girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see people going crazy over, what are they called? Like the country like the, you know what I'm talking about. They take like the flag of the country and they like put it over, I don't know, a sphere or something, and then they have like personalities that would correspond to whatever country they represent or something. I mean, like that.
I think that's like the oldest of yeah, that is like the oldest expression of it.
I being one of them, except for not 15 years. Hey, well, that's cool. I don't know much about it. If I'm being totally honest, it looks like something that gets flagged on YouTube for being like for kids. I've seen those. Yeah, the country ones are like super popular. I don't know. I get them recommended to me despite never watching them consistently still. So that's kind of where my mind went.
The joke has to be like very, very specific for me to like consider maybe maybe sharing it.
Yeah.
for the most part, it's just kind of a neat thing that I occasionally see in social media. Mm.
Yeah, I don't know, but there's a lot of like, I guess, animation subgenres where they've got like a specific kind of character that's in the in the animation, and that's what defines it. I don't typically watch a whole lot of those.
Actually, you know what? Does it count if the animation is about like sock puppets?
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I don't
I'm
watch a
talking
whole lot
about
of those
Flork of
either.
Cows.
Yeah. Some object
I fucking
shows
love.
have not exactly kid-friendly things, so they aren't all for kids. But yeah, but YouTube's not really good at figuring out what is and isn't for kids.
One of the most controversial things that YouTube did was just blanket making anything that's animation like be flagged for kids, and you have
Yeah.
to opt out. Otherwise, you can end up with like I don't know things like Combat Madness or uh the dudes that do waifu animations on YouTube's like that showing up on YouTube Kids, and like that's the last place you want that shit in.
Yeah. It reminds me of like Happy Tree Friends, where the whole point is it looks like it's a show for kids, but it's
Then they
actually
start ripping each
horrific.
other out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's horrific and gory.
Uh,
Hold on, BRB, I need to do a couple voice lines. There you
good
go.
luck. Get that content.
Get that content,
mean-
he said.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bully you for that
Right.
one.
Dude, we're all trying to get out of working a 9 to 5 by hitting it big on something. Be it
I mean-
a scammy side hustle or like getting big as an entertainer.
I don't mind the 9 to 5, I just prefer to have the job security, honestly. This is a hobby. I don't plan on making money off of this anytime soon.
You see, that puts you ahead of the curve because you're immune to burnout.
I suppose. But it also means I don't stream nearly as often as people who are successful do. So, kind of.
No, but you definitely
Counters.
stream more than the. But you definitely stream more than the people that want to stream as their career, but haven't made it big yet. You know?
Are you talking about Cyan? Is that what's going on?
No, I'm not talking about Cyan. I'm not gonna fucking throw one of my friends under the fucking bus. I was just talking about blanket.
Though.
I was just talking about like a blanket statement about everyone that looks at a fucking Kaisena, the fucking stream, and was like, oh my god, I want to do that. And then they try to do that and fucking get like 3 viewers for like 4 months and like never stream again.
Many such cases. I'm pretty sure that was me for a while. This is like my 3rd time trying to do streaming. Welcome back.
Hello.
Granted, it is the longest time that I've done streaming.
I mean, the streaming is so that you can force yourself to complete the comic instead of
Yeah. Oh, you know what's the worst thing ever, dude? When you stop working on something to work on something else, but then amid working on something else, you get the desire to work on the thing that you stopped working on. That has been me for the past few weeks.
That sounds like some that sounds like some guilt ridden like unfaithful boyfriend behavior, you know? Like, oh no, oh no, I did it again and I didn't finish the project. And then you go back and you love bomb the project that you abandoned for a little bit, and then you go back to cheating.
Oh my gosh. It's true, it's so true. It's literally me. The episode would have been out by now, but I got lazy for like 5 months. I've been there. Realistically, if I did a page of this comic every day, proceeding the day I started it, it would be done by now.
It would. But what are the chances you would have stuck to that regiment?
Nil.
The bingo, that's a problem.
Well, yeah, but, I mean... You know, it's funny. I have done that before, where I drew a page a day and completed a comic in like, I think it was 2 months. I don't actually remember how long I spent on that comic, but I have done it before. The issue is that comic had fewer things that I had never done before than any of my other projects, so...
Fair enough.
I don't know, does that look weird now that I've drawn it out? Yeah, a little bit. Okay, I know what I want to do. I know how I want to fix it. First of all, I'm gonna tone down these knuckles here. I don't need to be too crazy. Reel this in a little bit. Yeah. These projects, a lot of the time, it's like a bunch of little things that stack up that like make you procrastinate on them. So a good example is if you know you have like a really big scene coming up, it's kind of like you want to segment it, draw it out in pieces. Doing it all at once, it's like it's too big of a task for your brain to really fathom. So you sort of set it aside until you have a plan, but you can't really plan out this kind of thing, right? Like, this is something you have to sit down and just do. Like, you can think about your sketch. You can block your sketch. You can do all the necessary parts to like figure out where stuff is gonna go on the page. But the sketch is always going to be rough. It's not gonna be like, okay, this is where this pen stroke is gonna go. It's more like, this is a rough idea of what this pen stroke is ultimately gonna look like, and you know, there's gonna be some cleanup that has to be done inevitably. But it's always like, at least in my case, it's always like my brain really wants this to come out a certain way, and it wants a step-by-step plan on how to produce that. But the truth is, no amount of planning is gonna get me the result I want. I just have to do it. And if it doesn't come out right the first time, I just have to keep doing it until it does.
Pretty much.
That is the only way. It's the only way that works. Okay, I'm looking at this again, and it is not looking right still.
What isn't looking right? The hair?
I think I know why. Okay, I know why. I'm putting too much into this. I'm adding too many details. It doesn't need.
Yeah, why is the hair in 4K?
Oh, stream might be a little bit behind. I am not on the hair right now. I am on the hand.
Oh, yeah, my bad.
I think the hair is fine.
It's just that sometimes I tab out, and most likely the stream like.
Yeah, it's not live anymore. I get that too sometimes. I've definitely done it before. Yeah, the idea is her hair is still messy. Like a little messy. So I didn't clump it up as much. I want to get people to voice act a few characters, but I don't know who. I think people will do free jobs on Casting Call, I think was the website. Like, especially people who are just starting out, they'll do like unpaid jobs on Casting Couch to like build a portfolio. Did I say Casting Couch? I meant to say Casting Call. If I said Casting Couch, that's very awkward. This is not what the site is called. Actually, I don't even remember if it's called Casting Call. It's been so long since I had to use it. I've forgotten the name completely.
I mean, there's that. You could also use. You could also go into amateur voice actor discords, because they want the practice and like and to build their portfolio, I suppose. Don't you think?
Yeah. It's possible. I don't actually know the ins and outs, the voice acting stuff. I never really tried it myself, so I get if I could ever get Gabe to sit down and talk with me, I could probably ask him about it, because he did a bit of voice acting for a while.
I see.
A lot of the projects he was in didn't end up going anywhere, but I mean, he did He did enough to actually get parts and stuff. So, he was a little more in the know on that than I am.
I mean, by putting yourself in a situation where you can help creatives by either being a voice actor and stuff, even if the project doesn't end, the project gets canned, you still met those people. It's kind of like how, you know, what happens when you join like a big new server and like people are joining, and then the server is going to be active for like about a year or so, and then people have already, like, you know, picked out, oh, I like this person, I like this person, I like this other person, I'm gonna take them to my server because fuck the rest of these people. And then the server dies because already everyone's already hanging out with each other in smaller groups. That's what happens a lot in like D&D servers. So I imagine the same would probably happen in like a creative setting.
It's true, I have seen this happen quite a bit.
Oh, look at me. I made an educated guess and actually hit it.
I was right about something? That's crazy.
Well, I always have to tell people that, like, as much as I try to give like my most honest opinion, for the most part, I like to blather. And to take my
he just made it. He just
thing.
made the whole thing up. He was completely. He was lying. He was talking out his butt.
Well, sometimes the shit I say, which I think is an educated guess about what is going on, has no basis in fucking reality. It comes from like a misconception. I've done that a couple times. I'm not gonna name examples. I'd rather not pull my dirty laundry out for the world to see.
Oh, he's so embarrassed. Dude, these people need to stop blowing up my Instagram DMs. Okay, I think I'm approaching being fine with this. It could be neater, could be nicer. I think this is probably fine. I guess the biggest issue I'm running into is I can't get the thumb. There's something inhibiting my ability to get the thumb correct. Because I've got too much space in between the thumb and the finger here. Or the index finger. This would be the index finger. Anyway, I should head to bed. I got school tomorrow. Well, thanks for stopping by. Hope you have a good rest of your night. Yippee. Okay, so the way it kind of goes is the thumb impedes on the finger, but you still get kind of the creases where the finger bends. Ah, very cool. Thanks for the subscription. Have a good rest of your night. Thanks, appreciate it. Yeah, I'm gonna need all the luck I can get.
How nice. Someone who showed up not to make fun of you and to, you know,
Well,
take a look at your artistic prowess. Damn.
yeah, it happens once in a blue moon. So, yeah, I don't really have. I'm not really seeing the problem with that, but. Yet it persists. I don't know. I think I'm probably overthinking this part. It really isn't that deep, as they say. So, kind of like that. Profile match. The more I do this, the worse it looks. The more I try to. We're gonna do a complete restart. I'm gonna try that again.
Good luck.
We're gonna run it back. So I think I just. I don't know. Something happened there. Something happened there. While blue can mean sad in English, in Russian, it usually means a homosexual. Wow, that was so informative. Thank you, Brito. I feel like I learned a lot. What do you think, Leo? Did you learn a lot from that?
Yeah.
It's a very educational for you.
That Russia has homosexual in their flag.
True. Abadi abadu.
So which one is the gayest blue? Light blue or dark blue?
You'd think it'd be like light blue, right? I'm thinking light blue.
Okay, Estella, you are not helping the allegation that you're just a Bredo alt. You reappeared the second Bredo started typing again. Okay, so light blue means homosexual and dark blue means a really drunk person. Hmm.
Hmm. I'm really trying, guys. I'm really trying to make this look natural. Follow this sketch a little bit here. So it seems to have a better idea of where I was going with that than I do. Yeah, this still looks terrible. Okay. Really struggling. Yeah, of course you would know, Brito. What? Question of the day, is Kingpin in love with Leo or Bretto? I can
Neither. The
feel
way he's such a bad friend to the both of us.
Leo breathing down my neck with that one. It's true, I'm a terrible friend to both of them.
It
They've
seems that
actually-
the gay baiting bit has gone too far. Or has it?
They've actually put together a support group, like I'm like I'm Scott Pilgrim or something.
Mike shows attributes of a passionate lover by Russian standards.
Interesting. I will take that as a compliment. Even though that I'm well
I mean,
aware it
what are
probably
the-
isn't.
I mean, what are the attributes of a passionate lover by Russian standards? Because,
Oh, so you have to be
Wasn't
very
Ru-
retarded.
no, I wasn't going to say that. I was going to bring up the fact that Rasputin did not bathe, and for some reason he was a fucking, like, sex icon.
Women like stinky men. What can I what can I say? What can I say that hasn't been said already?
I think I think what I heard is not the stinky men, as in like they don't like someone who's rotten, festering even. I wouldn't like someone who's fucking festering.
Maybe he just had a really good natural musk, okay? Maybe
A natural musk won't save you from months on end of not showering.
Something about the gangrene in his toes, just they couldn't resist. That's how a Russian passionate lover would react. I said to my friend today, he caresses her thigh and she liked it. Why are you telling me these things, Estella? Better yet, why did I read that? Why did I read that out loud? I have to live with myself after this.
Yeah.
You understand what you do? You do to me?
I was actively ignoring that. That is TMI.
It's too late now. Some people on the internet just do not have a filter. It's completely foreign to them. I forgot how heavy the background element. How many background elements I have in these coming pages.
There
I
was
like
this
how they fed Rasputin like a bucket of poison mixed the antidote, except expecting it to kill him.
there was this like pair of assholes that owned like a speakeasy, or maybe it was a speakeasy owner and it's regulars, but for some fucking reason they really wanted to kill a homeless guy. I will look into the story later for the details, but the gist of it was that they kept trying to poison him with wood alcohol, which is like, you know, that is the stuff that straight up kills your liver. But because before giving him the wood alcohol, they kept giving him normal alcohol, the wood alcohol like toxins would bind to the alcohol and like could be digested normally, basically being neutralized.
That's
and then they
amazing.
resorted to like pouring a bucket of water over him and leaving him out on the snow so that hypothermia would take him. And then a couple of like policemen were like saw the hobo, took him back to the speakeasy or bar or whatever the fuck, and was like, hey, is this your friend? Like, take better care of him. And then I think they proceeded to like fucking beat him to death or something. I need to check this story.
That is insane. Is this like a Russian thing, or?
No, happened in New York during the winter.
Oh, I guess they wouldn't have speakeasies in Russia. The concept of a speakeasy would never come to pass in Russia. He was a JRPG boss? What does that mean in this context?
Uh-huh. The Many Murders of Michael Malloy, the unbelievable story of the Irishman who refused to die.
Alright, Estella, have a good rest of your night. Take it easy.
Okay, I understand why. They were trying to kill him because they took out life insurance on him.
On a homeless guy?
On a homeless guy? I mean, this is like...
Amazing.
This is like 1930s New York. Of course they were able to do something as scummy like that.
That is crazy.
They plotted to kill him by drinking him to death to collect life insurance, so it looked like an accident. And let's see.
Moral of the story, never trust a New Yorker.
Okay. I'm reading this because I gave you the gist of it. It doesn't convey how stupid the amount of like things they tried to use to kill him were. Like, they added antifreeze to his liquor.
Right.
And that didn't kill him.
It's too powerful. Too powerful for antifreeze.
Then they replaced it with turpentine.
Oh, amazing.
Then horse liniment. And finally rat poison. They mixed in shots of wood alcohol with his normal shots of liquor. This did not kill him.
Right.
They gave him raw oysters soaked in wood alcohol. This did not kill him. They gave him a sandwich of spoiled sardines mixed with poison and carpet tacks. This did not kill him.
Wow. That is hilarious. Dude. Man, imagine if they made homeless people like they did back then.
I know, right?
We would all be in trouble.
Then they did the thing of trying to kill him by um, hypothermia after he drank until passing out.
Yeah.
Then they proceeded to take a green taxi. They proceeded to take Green's taxi. One of the man who was plotting to kill him, and they ran him. They ran over him at like 45 miles per hour.
Oh my gosh.
And this did not kill him. They just put him in the hospital for 3 weeks with broken bones.
Oh my gosh.
They thought he was dead, but because he wasn't, they couldn't collect the policy. And then, fucking finally,
Just beat him to death.
they just decided enough was enough and killed him of carbon monoxide poisoning by connecting his mouth to a coal gas jet that I imagine was there because, central heating.
How though? How do you do that? They would have had to force him, right? That's the only way.
No, because again, this guy did not know they were trying to kill him. He would go back to the bar to drink. He just thought these guys were being very nice to him, giving him food and alcohol, so he would constantly be passing out as they were
insane.
increasingly trying to kill him.
That is insane. He just never wisened up on that.
So yeah, that Irishman, that's the American Rasputin scenario, just again.
But okay, but still, once they hook your mouth up to like a coal burner, right? You would think you'd get a clue.
Not if you had drunk enough alcohol to like subdue a fucking elephant.
I guess I've never drank that much alcohol now that I think about it. I mean, he would have died eventually of liver problems, for sure. If he's drinking that much.
Yeah. But like, they weren't trying to kill him because they hated him. They were trying to kill him to get the fucking payout.
Yeah, but I mean, if he dies of liver failure, wouldn't they still get the life insurance policy? payout? Or did it have to be like an... Well, I mean, I imagine liver failure could
I
be
think
considered an accident.
I think drinking yourself to death. I guess at the time that was considered like an accidental death.
Yeah. Now you probably couldn't get anything for it.
Yeah. Taking out life insurance on someone automatically just makes you the prime suspect for any fucking thing that happens to the person.
Yeah.
Like the genuinely the only way it would be like normal if you like say your significant other, your fucking husband in this situation, because it would be like a wife taking out a life insurance policy on her husband. If your husband works at a fucking steel mill or something like that, in which you can just like get spaghettified by one of the fucking machines, then that wouldn't make you the prime suspect for it.
I mean, I'm sure there would be some investigation done, but yeah, you probably wouldn't be considered prime suspect unless they found something that would lead them to think that was a possibility.
But if you then take a life insurance policy on your husband and then you fucking cut the brake line on his car and he fucking dies of a car crash, I think that
Yeah, they'll investigate like a car crash or something like that.
So anyways, I would like to take a life insurance policy on you.
I should be taking a life insurance policy on you. Don't you live in like a... Don't you live in a PvP zone now?
Right, but I'm not American. My blood is not worth as much. You take up life insurance on me and you probably only get like a fucking $20 gift card to Costco and a fucking Subway sandwich.
But it'll be a damn good Subway sandwich. You know, I used to bust out a perspective ruler every time I want to do these houses for the backgrounds. Now I just freeball it. Just freehand it every time.
It's not like anyone's gonna pop up a perspective ruler on like some comic that they saw, unless the the fucking art is just too egregious. But if it's too egregious, you'd think that the artist would notice.
You would think.
You'd think.
Dude, Phil is online. You think he'll make an appearance? Take some bets. Will Filbert join the stream? I need to learn how to do like stream polls. I think that would be funny.
Yeah, it can be really funny. Especially if you make like a question of the day that can be easily a multiple choice question answer situation. Like there's only so many meals of the day.
Interesting. Excuse me.
That one came from the heart, huh?
You know, I put my all into everything I do, okay? No half measures.
No half measures, Walter.
See, you get it. Okay, that looks better.
You know, the best thing about learning more context about Breaking Bad is just it like to the media illiterate, it seems like the story of a like wimpy pathetic guy who then becomes like a really cool guy. But if you like actually understand what the story is trying to tell you, then you understand that like, oh, fucking Walter never got more uh he just became more violent is what was happening, but he was still fucking pathetic as all hell.
Yeah.
Also, hi Phil.
There he is. Ah.
Greetings.
Gilbert, I hope you are feeling better.
I'm not. I've lost my sense of taste entirely.
Oh,
We're fucked.
that sucks.
It's really funny because I can still smell just fine. But I just can't taste things. I don't know what's up with that.
Okay, Philbert. It also like lowered your voice by like a couple like tones. You
Yeah.
have like a baritone sort of situation going on.
God forbid.
God
Listen,
forbid a
man.
motherfucker is sick, I guess, yeah.
Listen, Leo, the chronic specter Zhu Yujian has appeared in my room. Like, you don't understand.
How auspicious.
How auspicious.
I'm sorry, all my comedy is not original. I saw a video, we're quoting it.
I don't even care, that's funny. It's just funny.
I'm in a very Chinese time of my life right now.
Frodo has been sending me Chinese posting.
That doesn't surprise me. Also, Jesus Christ, I just heard myself in voice mod. Leo wasn't lying.
Yeah, no.
The fuck do you mean I wasn't lying? Of course I wasn't.
He was gaslighting me.
Motherfucker sounds like he's trying to like do the Giga Chat voice on purpose, but he's not. Cause he's sick.
Yeah, Leo, we're just gonna have to, like, make out so you can lose your sense of taste, too. Fuck you.
Mononucleosis.
Mesothelioma.
We just saying words now? Is that what's happening?
No, I just had
Potentially.
to. I just had to make sure to not. I was about to wish great bodily harm upon Filbert, but with like unsavory words of not very kind demeanor. How not demure of me.
That's
I
fucked
felt
up.
that coming.
That's so fucked up. Yeah, Leo, once we finish playing Dead Space 3, we should play Resident Evil 6, clearly.
You're gonna skip 5 on me?
Yeah, I just don't think you deserve it.
Well,
Wow.
it's brutal.
So, yeah, we've been playing Dead Space 3, and
And you're loving it, right? You're having the time of your life.
it is a testament to just how good the bones of Dead Space 2 are. But like every single new idea that Dead Space 3 brings into the table
Mhm.
is just not it, Chief.
This is so sad.
RE5 is cancer, RE6 is the most Indian/anime game in the series, which is great.
You know, for us playing on Impossible, Leo, it actually hasn't been too bad so far. I'm just waiting until we get to the inevitable, like, Omega Jank mission, where it's just overwhelming, ball-crushing torture.
I mean, it's been we had like one point where it was really ass, and it was when we were doing the Tetris puzzle.
Okay, but that was kind of just funny. We did that in like 4 attempts. That wasn't too bad.
Yeah, what was happening is that this Tetris puzzle of like moving cargo away, if you initiate it, you cannot hop out of it, right? And your friend needs to be covering your back while you solve it, while necromorphs just pour out of the fucking ceiling.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's really good game design.
Yeah. If there was just like a singular fucking button to quit it out, it wouldn't be as bad.
There is. It's called the. Well, it's not a single button. It's Control Alt Delete or Control. No, Alt F4. Holy cow! You can tell I never played games. I've literally never played a video game in my life.
At this point, I think it's just Kingpin's, like, unerring achievement that he will play anything other than Rusted Moss.
I was just telling Leo, the only reason I've been able to play games is because I could convince myself it's not unproductive and that I'm doing it for research purposes.
Yeah, I know I've mentioned I played Esoteric Ebb recently. I had a very, very good time with that. I thought the writing was really good, especially compared to a lot of other games that have tried to kind of strike the same territory as Disco Elysium and miserably failed.
Yeah.
I don't remember the name of it, specifically the very communist furry rat game where they talk about foot fetishes all the time. Someone posted that, and I saw it, and I fucking lost my mind. The dialogue in that game is so awfully written.
Awesome.
I think I
That's so
just
cool.
gave this man actual psychic damage right there.
This is the
Have you
worst
touched
news.
a tiny?
Go ahead.
Have you touched a tiny bit of Disco Elysium?
Yes. It's
So-
on the list. We will get to it. We
Remember-
will finish it eventually.
He's not a video game finishing type of man.
The reason why Esoteric Ev like differentiates itself from all the disco clones out there is because it has its own ideas besides just copying the funny hee hee ha ha skill system.
Mm-hmm. You would hope there were
And the dialogue is good.
ideas beyond that.
It is actually a little bit of a like an exercise in limiting your scope, because instead of having the variety of like multiple skills, it just simplified all of that into the 6 D&D attributes.
Interesting.
You know, the stats. But at the same time, because there's only 6 skills that will speak, each of them have more to say individually.
Right.
And the main deal. Do you wanna tell him about the deal of Esoteric Ev, or should I?
I can talk about it. Assuming he cares.
Hey, man.
Guys, he hates
Go
me.
on. Do your thing.
So the entire thing with Esoteric Ebb is that you play as a city cleric who has been dispatched to investigate a magical mishap, as it's put, right before election week. Because rather than going with the bog standard D&D 5e setting with the, you know, Sword Coast and all that, thank the fucking 9, it actually has a really well fleshed out and interesting setting of its own, wherein basically the last of what they refer to as mortal gods has just died, which are basically people who have been given the power of divinity by outside influences. And so they're beginning a new era, a post-war era after a massive magical war where any and all spells above 3rd level have more or less been lost. Not just because of war stuff, but because the gods have actually forbidden them. And so, in the absence of all of the very powerful wizards who used to rule the land, they are now attempting to hold a democratic vote to see which faction should rule this major city. And basically they're like, hey, nobody wants to take responsibility for this big magical fuck up that happened because no one wants the bad publicity. You figure it out. Along the way, you fall into a river, die, get revivified, and have to bumble your way around and solve the mystery.
Awesome. Classic stuff.
It's pretty interesting. The way that spells function is janky but fun. My only real complaint with the game, honestly, well, my only 2 real complaints, I suppose, is whereas something like Disco Elysium has one-time like red checks
Yeah.
and the ability to fall forward, Pretty much every check in Esoteric Ebb is a white check that you can retry as many times as you want. I can think of maybe 3 checks in the entire game that are just like, you get to attempt this once. Which, the only thing that really hurts is the replay value, though I guess the main replay value comes from aligning yourself with the different factions in each playthrough.
I see.
My second big complaint is the game has quote-unquote combat. This is really strange because you have all the abstractions of D&D. You have spell slots. They're even referenced in universe. You have hit points. Enemies do not have these things.
Oh.
AC does not exist, and this means that when you get into combat, at least in my experience, you are always going to be getting hit every turn. Most quote-unquote combat sequences last for 2, maybe 3 turns, and they are the single biggest source of restarts, because you're just kind of praying for RNG. If the combat encounters weren't mandatory, this wouldn't be an issue. But there are minimum 2 mandatory combat encounters, so I can't say that. When they work, they're really, really amusing. But when they don't, when you die in like 2 turns, it just kind of feels, because the enemy rolled max damage, because despite the fact that enemies don't have HP, you do, it just kind of feels weird and bad.
Right on.
There are ways to mitigate this. You can find a ring of protection that reduces damage over a certain amount. You can apply a shield of faith, which reduces all damage you take by 1. You can give yourself bark skin, which reduces non-magical damage by half. The issue with this being that a lot of the in-game interactions comes from your use of spells. Like, there's a lot of animals that you can talk to, so you want Speak with Animals ready. Yeah. And there's, like, you gain the ability to speak with plants and stuff, and druidcraft and all of this. And so you basically have to go, okay, I can prepare these spells that are useful 85 to 90% of the time, or I can prepare these spells that I may or may not even end up needing depending on my combat rolls.
Yeah.
Outside of that, though, I really enjoyed the dialogue. I don't know necessarily the dialogue would be up your alley specifically, but I had a thoroughly good time with it. It has, I was gonna say, it has a lot to say about the intersections of politics and religion, and to my shock, actually, it tries to take a nuanced stance on, like, the differences between nationalism and fascism. Rather than just go, re-nationalism bad, you're a Nazi.
So true.
I do think some of the best interactions in the game are, you can just totally be racist to, like, the goblins and shit, and they'll go, what the fuck are you doing? And you can go, listen, this is how I greet the lesser races. You can also attempt to ask out a Sphinx, so there's that.
Oh, yeah. Awesome. Well, it is 10. It's actually 10 minutes
Actually,
past
it's 10:06.
Oh, no, that's a 6, not a 9. Wow, okay. Definitely need to call it. Definitely need to call it here. So, you guys have anything you want to say to the stream? as we close out for tonight.
I don't even have the chat up. Fuck those guys. No.
True.
I may or may not see everyone at a later date, assuming I survive my chronic illness.
Good luck, Phil. As always, I'm happy to ruin the ears of anyone who listens to the stream by my lovely presence.
Yeah. All right. Good night, everybody.